Imagine this. The year is the distant future. Humanity has mastered interstellar travel, colonizing the far reaches of our solar system. Across moons, planets, and deep space stations, we've built a new frontier, protected by an elite military conglomerate called the Planet Defense Corps. They're the shield standing between civilization and the unknown horrors lurking beyond the stars. But one day, something happens that shakes that very foundation, a horror that no one is supposed to know about. Enter the Europa 1 incident. Europa 1 was the pride of the Planet Defense Corps, their flagship warship, their crowning achievement. But everything changed when Europa 1 went silent. An emergency broadcast flickered across command consoles, a chilling message showing fire-damaged hallways, empty corridors soaked in blood, and nightmarish creatures stalking the few survivors. No one knew where these monsters came from. No one had ever seen anything like them. But the footage was clear. This wasn't just a mechanical failure or a human mutiny. This was something alien. And worse yet, there was a bigger ticking time bomb. The nuclear cooling system of Europa 1 had been compromised. If it wasn't handled fast, the entire ship would go up in a catastrophic explosion. Publicly, the story would have ended there. A technical malfunction, a tragic loss, a hero's funeral for those aboard. But behind the scenes, the Planet Defense Corps launched a desperate plan, a covert operation they called Zero Tolerance. This wasn't a rescue mission. It was a cover-up. They handpicked 5 of the best soldiers humanity had ever trained, specialists in infiltration, demolition, alien combat, and psychological warfare. Their mission? Not to save Europa 1, not to recover survivors, but to wipe the ship clean, erase any trace of what had really happened before the public caught wind. As you step into the boots of a zero-tolerance operative, you're given one chilling order. Infiltrate Europa 1 before it detonates. Eliminate any extraterrestrial entity you encounter. And if the infected human crew members stand in your way, they're considered hostile. Take them down. No mercy. No survivors. No evidence. What they didn't tell you was that the creatures were not just invaders. They were symbiotic infections, fusing with human hosts, reshaping their bodies and minds into grotesque puppets. The last transmission from Europa 1 wasn't just a distress call. It was a warning. Humanity had just encountered its first real alien pathogen, and it was far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. But here's where the real horror kicks in. What if the Planet Defense Corps knew about this infection long before the Europa 1 incident? What if Europa 1 wasn't just attacked, but chosen? A sacrificial lamb to study the spread of this alien virus under controlled conditions. The 5 zero-tolerance operatives weren't just cleaning up a mess. They were the final experiment. Test subjects to see if the infection could be fully contained or if humanity was already too late. Each hallway you fight through, each mutated crew member you eliminate, brings you closer to the terrifying truth. Zero tolerance wasn't just a mission codename. It was humanity's cold, calculated response to its own biological downfall. The infected are growing smarter, adapting to human strategies, learning from you as you move through the ship. And maybe, just maybe, you're not alone on that ship. Maybe the infection is watching you, learning from you, adapting to your tactics. Because in deep space, Survival isn't just about strength or firepower, it's about evolution. And humanity? We might just be the first hosts in a much larger cosmic cycle, one that doesn't care about borders, alliances, or military might. Zero tolerance wasn't the beginning of our defense against aliens. It was the first act of surrender. The true goal wasn't stopping the alien infection. It was making sure humanity's first encounter with it remained buried. And as you make your way toward the final confrontation, the question becomes clear. Was this just a containment mission? Or was it humanity's first, fatal step into the unknown? Thanks for diving into this terrifying alternate take on the Zero Tolerance mission. What if this wasn't just a cover-up? What if the Planet Defense Corps had known about the infection long before Europa 1? And Zero Tolerance was merely the next step in humanity's struggle to deal with a much larger, more terrifying truth. As always, hit that like button if you enjoyed the deep dive into the darker side of gaming lore, and don't forget to comment below with your own theories or questions. Remember to subscribe to Gamer Lore Nexus for more mind-bending theories, and stay tuned for more conspiracies from the gaming universe. Until next time, stay curious, and as always, question everything.